Hello everybody, welcome back for StarCraft 2 action. We have Serral going up against Vitality's Ryung in the Homestory Cup D group round 5, and this is the decider match between seed 1 and 2. They're going to determine who finishes first and second in the group. I think this game was still pretty important for Ryung to do well in, but I mean, Serral's Serral. But still, two pretty good players going up against each other, and Ryung is doing the dirty. He is putting his barracks very close to Serral's base. Now, I know these replays are a little older, but all the recent tournaments, not a few of them were around, did not release like any replay packs that I could afford. And I was still working on the Homestory Cup, so at least want to finish Group D, and we're going to keep doing the 2v2 Euthermal tournament, but I'm not quite sure. Maybe the Pick Sty Festival will be released in a replay pack, but I mean, he has a Patreon, so probably not. I'll have to go and look. Had some personal stuff going on. A significant other's grandparents are going to be part of the deceased, so it's been a thing. 3 barracks going up here. No gas whatsoever. Is this going to be a 4 racks? Oh my. Oh. Serral, is he gonna see it? Is he gonna find the barracks? Oh, he sees the Marine! He sees it, but he doesn't see the amount of barracks, and he runs away with the Overlord, so he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know the amount that he's fighting against. He's pulling the drones. He sees the barracks. And he's going to stop this bunker from completing. Cancelled by Ryung. Still gets a bunker pretty close to the hatchery. But I think if this one goes down, the creep will be far enough out that no new bunker in range of the hatchery can be made. There's now 3 Marines. One did get surrounded and killed by the drones. A new bunker goes down. Oh my god, it looked like there was already creep there. But now we have 4 Marines and more trickling in by Ryung. Ooh, one of the SCVs goes down as well. We only have 2 SCVs remaining, so it's actually going to be pretty difficult to repair this bunker at all. And this is a lot of Zerglings that Serral has made here. The Queens are even scary to the Marines. And oh, the bunker goes down as well. Ryung loses all of his SCVs. And this bunker has been crushed by Serral. If he runs past the Lings, he can literally just kill Ryung that way, or at least do a lot of damage. And the Lings are going to try and do that. That is so ballsy from Serral. He doesn't even have a spine crawler. He's mining a little bit of gas here. You can start speed, stop mining gas, and just get speed Lings. Did he end up... Oh, we did end up checking. Okay, so we know he knows exactly what he's playing against. That is so important, because you don't know if it is 1, 2, 3. Well, it's probably at least 2. Oh, he's flying the barracks back. He's going to make his add-ons in the middle of the map and try to do a follow-up. One Ling is going to nibble at this supply depot, force a little bit of repair money. Ooh, but the Marines come back and Serral saves that one little Zergling. Oh, he does not. Guess it would have been more value to try and get some damage on the depot. But Serral, honestly, what a hold. That was as good of a hold as you could have asked for. The SCVs are pulled. This CC is still building. Oh, what do the Zerglings see? They don't see the move out. They see this one Marine, though. Oh, but the Marine pulls back. That's a little weird. If you're Serral now, that is so weird. But the Lings are moving out. And I think Serral is going to be in the know. He finds the barracks, and he's like, oh, okay, you're still doing this? Oh, the Zerglings are actually following the army. But we know, oh, the SCVs are already ahead. The Zerglings coming from the back. So actually, part of Serral's army is not here. But this could be a pretty nice surround. He's going to catch all of the reinforcements as well. But the big fight is going to be happening here. On creep speed is done. There's Lings in the back. Drones come back. The Queen's here, but Ryung does get onto the ramp. He can lower the surface area dramatically by getting onto the ramp, but the drones, they drill in, and they move on to the Marines. The Marines get surrounded, and Ryung has to call GG, gets completely surrounded and obliterated by Serral's defense here in game number 1. What a hold. Honestly, that was a whole lot better than I think a lot of Zergs would do with 3 barracks next to their base. Serral just on point. Takes down Ryung in game number 1. And for game number 2, we load up into Whispers of Gold for a best of 3 between Serral and Ryung for the Homestory Cup 26 Group D. And as I alluded to in game number 1, both players are 4-0 in the group when this series is played. So they both advance. It's all about seeding. And so what Ryung just did, I think, is a common thing for competitors that feel like they are the underdog. Speaking from experience, but also I think it's just a common way of thinking, is that if you manage to snipe a game in the best of 3, then it's worth it for Ryung to show maybe a little bit of a spicier build or like a specialty build that you can only do once or twice in the tournament and quote-unquote waste it on beating Serral in the group stages. Because it isn't going to change your chances dramatically of getting deep into the tournament by showing that game or by losing the series, if you get what I mean. Like, he's always going to get out of this group, but he'd rather get out first place, but he thinks he can't beat Serral with standard play, so he feels like he has to do like a more special build that if it gets out too early, it might beat his chances of getting deeper into the tournament. And so kind of the call that Ryung makes there is like, if I get the first game with a stupid barracks rush, and maybe he thinks it's good versus Serral if he misses it with the Overlord path, because you did see him build it right outside of the path, then maybe he can only go one other build on a different map. Maybe he has a good build for Whispers of Gold specifically, because you do know the map, all the maps in advance in StarCraft. We veto beforehand, right? So you know all the maps before you play game 1, which could be different, right? It could be like Smash, it could be loser pick or whatever. For Ryung going now with a Reaper and more standard build. Do remember, if you like StarCraft 2 and you want to see some more of my commentary, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Ryung going in with the Reaper. Let's see if he has a Clem-esque Reaper and can get some damage done. Does get a couple shots and a Spore, forces 1 Spore to be built. And 4 Respectlings have been built. 2 Queens are out. He gets a Creep Tumor. So not going to build 2 more Queens is basically what he's saying with this. Makes more drones and isn't even making a 3rd Queen. Oh, he had the drone hidden behind the 3rd base. So he prioritizes getting the 3rd down over getting a 3rd and or 4th Queen. So it delays the 3rd Queen for the hatchery, basically. Ryung swaps off the add-ons. Barracks donates the reactor to the factory that can now start building Hellions most likely. Although he hasn't started doing that, he is prioritizing his minerals into the command center and some extra buildings. Now does start up the Hellions. And let's see if he keeps them at home. Serral, how many links do we have for Serral? Only 4. And he's going to run them straight through the middle of the map. Hasn't seen any Hellions yet with this Overlord. He is going to go scout. I say that, but he is not going to go scout. Ryung is going to move out with his first Hellion Reaper combo. If these links ran across, they could actually kill a mule. But instead, they're still at home. 3 more Queens are coming out for Serral. Has 3 at the front. I kind of like that timing. Damn. Might want to steal that. He has all 3 Queens at the front. I don't know. I always kind of keep 1 Queen in the main because, like, mentally, that just made sense to me. Or at the natural. But having 3 Queens at the front is quite strong. Because then it's easier to kind of deflect any small pokes. And then if they commit, they're committing a little harder. If that makes sense. Ooh, 2 links try to get in. They do get a scout. They see a tech lab that is researching. I mean, that doesn't tell them enough. That can still be a 2-2-1. Or a 2-1-1, I mean. So that's 16 Marines. with medevacs, but you don't make as many aliens with those. At least traditionally speaking, you just don't have the minerals. And he did see the third CC, so 1 + 1 is 2. I'm guessing that Serral is gonna be wary of the fact that it could be Banshees, and there we do see spores going down. Ryung, in a reaction to his Banshees getting spotted, or at least the tech lab. I don't understand why these pros don't put it slightly further back. Does send out the Banshee, gets a couple kills before the spore is done. Oh, literally gets 1 kill. Wow. He only gets the first kill. And after that, Serral just out-microed him and saved all of his drones, meaning that Serral is going to go over 60 drones already, gets a 4th base down, has a lair, started adding on more gases, now gets double Evo Roach Warren, and more gases coming in. Here come the 2 Banshees and the Hellions, so a little push here from Ryung. But we have an Overseer already. The Hellions run in and then decide to not do it. Maybe is hoping for Serral to, like, kind of panic. But the weird thing is that most Zergs, when Hellions run in, they don't make more units. You maybe make 4 Roaches extra, and then you make more drones, because you want to replenish the drones you're about to lose, because usually you already have enough units to deal with the Hellions, most likely. It's all about keeping your drone count up. And especially building units from a low drone count feels bad. If you've ever played Zerg, that is the thing that feels the worst. So you basically, when you get harassed as a Zerg, you make more drones, maybe a couple units, and more drones. Hopefully queens, because they don't cause larvae still. Hellions and Reaper still kind of maneuvering around the map, but for such a high Hellion count, I feel like the creep spread is quite amazing. For Serral here, a big Ling squad is kind of roaming around the map, and 1-1 for the Roaches is coming out, so is Serral just going to kind of camp on his 4 bases, get his hive up, get a Hydra den, get a Lurker den, and then go into the Lurkers like that, off of the Roach stability? Or is he going to do a big Roach push, maybe add some Vipers into that? He is making a bunch of Roaches, and might think about pushing with 1-1. He does have Roach speed. He's making a couple Ravagers. For now, I'm expecting this to be rather defensive, seeing as these upgrades aren't done. The hive is, you know, you don't upgrade a hive just to have a hive. You upgrade a hive to go into some other tech, and then you do something. So Lings, Roaches, Ravagers, and Baneling Eggs now ready to defend, and the 2 medevac drop rushes in and kind of just gets pushed away by Serral. Not impressed by your play so far, Ryung, is Serral. And maybe some among us as well. We do see a 4th CC for Ryung, and he's building up a large tank count here. More barracks coming in. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a Ghost Academy coming up as well. And to see Ryung kind of go into a later stage with Serral. Also builds a nice sensor tower, I like that. Giving him some insight if there is going to be like a run-by of sorts. Now we have 3 tanks here. If those tanks get positioned well, it's going to be difficult for these Ravagers to deal with them. But there are 2 Vipers on the map. Ooh, the siege tank sieges. Oh, but it wasn't seen by Serral. Now it gets spotted through the fog of war. And 3 Ravager Biles is all it takes to take down tanks. Which is why you kind of make them in 3s. Or at least 3 is kind of what... Oh, the Ravager! Oh, gets aggroed by the Marines and gets sniped by Ryung. Nice job. A little bit of a run-by here from Serral. Doesn't get a lot done. Oh, actually, I say that, but it gets into the 4th base. And Ryung steps on top of creep. And Serral doesn't like that a lot. He will punish you if you walk into his creep. Oh, the Vipers come in. We can see, yeah, Blinding Clouds pre-cast by Serral. Nice job. Could Yoink in? Oh, nice job. Yoink's in the 3rd siege tank into the cloud. That means all of the siege tanks have been dealt with. And then Serral just retreats back to creep. No reason to fight pure bio with an army that it can be kited by the Stim Marines. don't really have an upgrade advantage, and I think that Serral just likes playing a longer game here. No problem with that. A big Baneling run-by is going to blow up these supply depots and then try get some SCV kills. Did he get any SCV kills at the 4th? No, not really. Got 1 SCV in total in this game. Oh, nice triple drop here from Ryung. Clicks down the hatchery and boosts on out of there. There ain't no Mutalisk, Hydras, or Infestors on the map, so you can't deal with that. A couple of SCVs go down on this gas, and Ryung restarts his effort to keep his 3rd base well protected right away. But Serral is moving out, and Ryung has no idea. There's no spotter unit here. But Serral doesn't go into the 4th base, or does he? The sensor tower was killed before. Now being rebuilt, some Lings and Banes ready to deal with this run-by, and now the Vipers come in. They find 1 tank. They throw down the blinding cloud. Was kind of expecting a yoink. But the 4th base gets completely annihilated by the Lings and the Banelings, and Serral, is he going to commit in? No, he is not. Goes for the retreat. This Viper's very low health. Oh, the Vikings. I like the adding of Vikings here. Serral keeps his base alive over there. Oh, actually runs into his own corrosive bile, sends in the Lings and the Banelings, tries to get a decent trade here. He knows he's killed the 4th base, and he is pretty rich with his 5th and 6th coming up. Lings and Banes ready to defend as well. He knows that not all of the Ryung army was at home either. Little ballsy in my eyes to fight off creep here, but if Ryung tried to establish this whilst pushing through the bottom side, that would have been a great move, and you can always run away again as the Zerg. We do have Burrow here, so Burrow Banelings could come up later, depending on how late the game goes. We see Vipers here have energy once again. Parasitic Bomb goes down on the 1 Viking. Let's see if it's enough to kill a single Viking. We do have the Queen, no cheating. Oh, Viking stops at 15 health, and the Corrosive Bile actually kills it. Some Banelings crash into this bio, but there is a decent siege line here. It goes quite deep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tanks and a Liberator. 6 tanks even. So this is a pretty scary siege line, but we do have Ultralisks on the map. And we do have Ultralisk armor with +2, so that's 4 extra armor on those bad boys. Ooh, the Parasitic Bombs going down onto the air units here of Ryung, and medevacs are quite expensive. I think there's only 1 starport. Yep, 1 starport for Ryung. It's actually quite difficult to remake a lot of them. All of these medevacs out of energy. I don't know if he overstimmed at some point or just didn't make enough, but now we see Serral coming in from 2 sides. Blinding Clouds at the front, but the siege line goes really deep. But the Ultras are not phased. They just keep running in the Space Cows, get the damage done. But the siege line does survive. 1 siege tank remains, the Liberator remains, and now the siege tanks move forward. This bio is so damaged, though. It takes a lot of HP out of your army to keep stimming like that. Look at all of the red bio runs into the Corrosive Biles, and now the reinforcements from Serral are about to come in. More Ultras, Lings, and Banelings. But it's looking pretty close, but if we look at the supply, Serral's about to really slam down on Ryung if he oversteps even a little. Nice click on that Viper. Clicks it down, but the units are already on top of the siege tanks. The Lings surround and crush the entire army of Ryung. He didn't remake the 4th base. He says GG with a very sad face. And gets out of there. Serral takes this best of 3 in Group D. That isn't super consequential, but still. For pride and seeding. Serral takes this 2-0, congratulations, and Ryung, not his best showing, but I like this game plan on the second game. Serral just kind of outplayed him. The Banshees didn't get too much done. The Hellions and the Reapers didn't get too much done, and the bases on the side, like Serral, holy moly. Like, he's so good at keeping those alive. Ryung was committing like 2-3 medevacs full of units to try and take out these outer bases. So I was like, no, I just have Lings, Banes ready to kill that. And I'm also going to kill your 4th. And I'm going to fight you off creep. And I'm going to stop you from pushing in. Like, this seems to be like a pretty scary corridor. If there's like 2 siege tanks and 1 over there, maybe like This seems a very scary, like, tight area, but it's just enough. If you get a couple links from here, a couple links from here, maybe a queen's run in front to take a couple shots, maybe roaches as well, and then you can get the surround, and then all of a sudden, you discover that tanks are actually quite expensive. So if you have to keep replacing them and you don't get good trades, and without a fourth base, it's hard to replenish that. Serral's just going to run all over you, and that concludes Group D. No, I think there's one more game that I wanted to show you guys. So until then, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.